The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
What is up, guys? This is Matt with Top Tier, coming at you with another video today. And today I'm going to be ranking the Metroid games. I actually have a pretty big history with the Metroid franchise. I've played pretty much all these games. I love Metroid, and since we haven't had any news about Metroid Prime 4 lately, I thought I'd go ahead and make this little video here, just to, help pass the time, however long that's going to be. We don't know at this point. They've been making some new hires, but anyways, yeah, enough of that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. And I'm going to kick this list off with the original Metroid on the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, Metroid 1. Metroid 1, yeah, I'm gonna be straight up. This is a D tier for me. Metroid 1, it might have been great for its time, but it is not a lot of fun to play nowadays. It's just, everything looks the same. It's kind of confusing. But I do give it credit for starting everything, essentially, as far as Metroid goes. Definitely a revolutionary game for its time, but to go back and play Metroid 1 in 2020 is just it's kind of a, I don't know, not the best experience. So yeah, for me, Metroid 1 gets a D tier. Yeah. After that, we're gonna go ahead and rate Metroid 2: The Return of Samus on the Game Boy. I actually had this one as a kid, and I could never get very far in it. I don't know. I mean, I had no problem with Super Metroid, but Metroid 2, I could not get far in it. I really sucked at that game. It had some redeeming qualities. The creepy kind of dark atmosphere was nice. It was a step up from the Game Boy game. A step up from the NES game, a step in the right direction. But there's just so many better titles on this list, honestly. And there's a better way to actually play Metroid 2 nowadays. Anyways, there's two better ways. There's Metroid Prime: Samus Returns, and there's I believe it was AM2R, the fan-made PC game, which is actually amazing and probably my favorite way to play Metroid 2. But yeah, anyways, Metroid 2 getting a D for me. Next up we have the classic Super Metroid. Super Metroid easily in S tier. Probably my favorite game on this list. I've beaten Super Metroid countless times. I love it. I never really got into speedrunning it. I'm not that good, but this game just does everything perfectly. The atmosphere is just the best, probably out of any Metroid game on here. I mean, that's arguable, but I think it is. The bosses are great. Samus just feels so great in this game. She's kind of floaty, but controlling Samus just feels perfect. I love me Super Metroid. Super Metroid is probably my favorite Metroid game. Narrowly beating out Metroid Prime. But yeah, Super Metroid, that's the one right there, man. Let me tell you. If you haven't played Super Metroid, what are you doing? Go play Super Metroid. It's a great game. I don't really think it needs to be made. The game is just so good. There's no need for a remake at this point. So it holds up today. It's aged very well. So go ahead and play Super Metroid if you haven't. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, but following that, we had a big gap in the Metroid game releases, right? And I think the next one to come out, I think they came out simultaneously, but I'm going to go ahead and do Metroid Fusion next. Metroid Fusion is an A tier for me, as a matter of fact. It's really, really close, though. I love Metroid Fusion, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of hard for me. I would almost put it as an S, but for me it's an A. The soundtrack, to me, it just wasn't as good as Super Metroid, but everything else was just outstanding about this game. The best part about the game, I think, was the SAX, and just how damn creepy she was, and how she would stalk you around the whole damn spaceship, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of like Resident Evil Mr. X, where he's constantly following you around. Yeah, Metroid Fusion is a great game, though. It's really close between these two, but I think Super Metroid narrowly beats it. But yeah, Metroid Fusion, awesome game. Definitely worth checking out. Then we have Metroid Prime. Oh, man. God damn it. Metroid Prime is getting an S tier for sure. Metroid Prime just kind of... I didn't know what to expect going into it, and I would always, I was so stoked for this game when I was younger. I checked out all the gaming magazines, and I tried to find all the info I could on this, and when it finally came out, it just blew my mind. Especially back in, what was it, 2002? I mean, this was everything that I had wanted from a Metroid game, pretty much. This is how I imagine the future of Metroid to be. This game is amazing. As a matter of fact, it still holds out to this day. That's why a lot of people want the Metroid Prime Trilogy collection on Switch. But yeah, this game is just awesome. It's a masterpiece along with Super Metroid. I prefer Super Metroid, but I think on most lists you're going to see these two at the top here. I think that Super Metroid is a little bit better, but Metroid Prime is damn good. The music is good. Everything about it is just amazing. It's what Metroid should, be in the future. And I can't wait for Prime 4, definitely. I hope it goes back to its roots, kind of, because the original Metroid Prime is my favorite out of the three. But anyways, moving on. I'm going to go ahead and get into it here with Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes was a damn good game. I didn't think it was nearly as good as the first. Personally, a lot of people do. I don't know. It was just, as a kid, it was a lot more difficult. I remember, but I did like the night, the Dark World and Light World concept of it. That was cool. It had some pretty badass bosses, and the suits were just crazy unique in this one. I think they had a light suit and the dark suit, and they had another one. I forgot what it was, but yeah. Anyways, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is a damn good game, and it's definitely worthy of the B tier for me. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bump this up to A. Yeah. Now that I think back on it, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is definitely worth an A tier, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and bump that up. Awesome game. After that, I don't remember what came next. Was it Hunter's or Zero Mission? I'm gonna do Zero Mission. Zero Mission is another A tier, I think. Yeah, for sure. Zero Mission, the best way to play the original Metroid, the OG. The Metroid Prime Zero Mission, Metroid Zero Mission is just so fluid and smooth. I love this game. I liked the stealth section. I thought was pretty cool. The best part about that was getting all your powers back at the end and just kicking everyone's ass after they completely tortured you and made you sneak around for the the whole part of the game. So yeah, Metroid Prime Zero Mission is getting an A tier for me. Next up, I'm gonna do Hunters. I'm gonna put Hunters in a C tier. It was an alright game. It had the multiplayer going for it, which is good. I don't remember a whole lot about Hunters. It was alright though. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a C. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it, but yeah, Metroid Prime Hunters coming in at C tier. Alright, Samus Returns. Oh boy, this one is tough. I'm gonna give Samus Returns the first B on this list. Samus Returns was a damn good game, but I think it should have been on the Switch personally. It came out at a time where I was just really sick of the 3DS, and I didn't want to play. I wanted to play games on my Switch, because that had just came out not too long ago. So I think if it was on the Switch, it would have sold way better. It's a good game though. It's got a good soundtrack. I like the melee mechanic. Some of the bosses were pretty cool. I like the end boss. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, that was pretty badass. But anyways, Metroid Prime, or excuse me, why do I keep saying Metroid Prime? Metroid Samus Returns gets a B tier for me. Next up, Metroid Prime Corruption. Yeah, I think out of all the Metroid Prime games, this is the one that I remember the least, but it is a good game though. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B tier. I don't think it was as good as the first two. There were some things in this game that I really didn't like a whole lot, but it's still a solid game. Still a Metroid Prime game, so it's gonna be good. Except for Fed Force, but that's not even on here. But yeah, anyways, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption gets a B tier for me. Good game. I really hope we get that Prime Trilogy on the Switch so I get a chance to play this again. But yeah, B tier. Alright, the controversial one. Metroid Other M. Metroid Other M was... I actually didn't hate this game. If I were to give it a C tier, I think that would piss a lot of people off. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a D. I'm not gonna give it an F because it had some redeeming qualities, I think. And like I said, I didn't hate this game. Some of the things that bothered a lot of people didn't bother me, with Samus getting PTSD and all that. And I like the fact that she actually was her own character in this game instead of just a stoic badass. Well, we know she is one, but it's nice to see a little more character out of her. So I don't know. There were some cool levels in this, some cool boss fights. I didn't like the controls of it though. However, I think you know what, if they were to re-release this game on Switch, it would actually be a whole lot better. I think personally, I'm not a big fan of motion controls too much, so I'm not really a fan of the Wiimote. But yeah, that was kind of one of the major things that held this game back. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Metroid Prime Other M a D tier. Yeah, I think that's where it belongs. I don't think it's quite an F. I think it's a D. Okay, to summarize this here, we have Super Metroid and Metroid Prime taking the S spot. In the A tier, we have Metroid Fusion, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, and Metroid Zero Mission. In B, we have Metroid Samus Returns, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. For the C tier, Metroid Prime Hunters. And rounding it off with D, we have Metroid the Original for NES, Metroid 2 The Return of Samus for Game Boy, and Metroid Other M. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this content today. As always, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help this channel out as I try to get this off the ground here. And again, yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you're a fan of Metroid. Let me know what your favorite Metroid games are. And yeah, anyways, until next time guys, peace.